let's go back to our 2D mode, and we're gonna drop in our obstacles. So we see some roof vents here on the roof, and then we want to make sure we capture those. So we're gonna just click on our obstacle tool, and then left click, and then highlight all these little obstacles. All right, so I'm doing that. Looks like there's a little one here and maybe a little one here. And then a very common question I get is, as you can see, the obstacle tool is drawing these rectangles, and it always populates in the same direction. So let's say we had a 45-degree angle vent. So if you need to change the angle of your obstacle, you just click on the obstacle, and then you can rotate it any direction you want. It just so happens I don't have an obstacle that looks like that on this roof. All right, so we've got all of our obstacles drawn in. Let's go back to 3D mode, and we can see those obstacles in place, right? But these roof vents, you know, they don't stick up. They're flush. So you can just double click on these roof vents and make them flush, or you can click on it once and then use the toggle tool up here. But these plumbing vents, those are not flush. And so you can make those any height you want. 2 feet is pretty extreme. So I'm gonna make this 2 feet. And I'll tell you what, I'm gonna add this tree as an obstacle just for an example. So let's go back to 2D mode. Let's add a tree. This is a big, a rectangular tree. That's awesome. Oops, wrong tool. Select tool. And we're gonna put a little angle on that. And then we are gonna make this tree the largest tree ever. All right, it's a big block, and it's probably going to cast a lot of shade here during the sunset. Okay, cool. So now we've got this ridiculous block tree. That looks good. Okay, and then also, actually, I'm going to delete this block tree, and then I'm going to also draw this patio cover. Okay, another quick tip that I can give you for patio covers. So a lot of people look at like or detached or different elevated split elevation homes, split level homes. So a lot of people look at, you know, patio covers or maybe a garage that's at a different level. If you're drawing a different roof, instead of attaching it to the building, even though it looks exactly the same, the best method is to draw it as a separate structure. So I'm gonna, instead of dropping it and connecting to that line, I'm gonna get really close to that line and say, yep, this is actually what it looks like. All right, cool. And then let's draw our big rectangular tree. Cool. All right, let's go back to 3D mode, and now we can see our giant tree. We can see our patio cover. So if this was again a split level home, this is how I would draw it. I would draw it as a separate entity, so that way I don't have to, it doesn't interfere with the pitching of this roof.
For additional information and access to more in-depth tutorials, go to SolarEdge.com, select Login and e-Learning to get access to the library of SolarEdge learning materials.